I look so scruffy today.
No, you don't. You never look scruffy. Although I was thinking about, do you remember when we did the Oscars? When we did our movie.
Yeah.
That one time in band camp.
Yeah, when I had to shit on the road.
Yeah, and I had to shit in a sink in a cart flower.
Oh,
garden.
yeah.
Hey, but look, we're here to tell the tale. I can't remember what I was going to say.
I love how we do that because I do feel so stupid sometimes when I'm waffling on to you. And I'm like, what was I talking about there again?
No.
What was that about? And now you do too.
Oh no, I do it all the time, and I do it in in really important conversations where you're in a meeting or something,
And you want to come across like really intelligent.
yeah, and you're on a roll and you're sounding amazing, and then you go, yeah. And so the only thing I can do now is I go, yeah, no idea what I was going to say to you. So I just move on to the next thing, and they burst out laughing like that because they kind of go, I can't believe that you're that honest. Well, how am I supposed to fake that? What do you want me to say?
Like, you know these people who can so like quickly come up with something that matches what they were saying, but it wasn't about what they were going to say at all. Like they can almost like lie on the spot. No, I can't do that.
No,
I actually can't do that. I get like
either.
stage fright or I don't know, brain freeze.
I just go with it. I just go,
Yeah.
no, we're done. We'll move on.
And then you do start talking about something else then, and then you realise what it was you were going to say, and you're like, oh yeah, forget what I was talking about just there. This is what I wanted to say. This is what's more important. And they're like, seriously, this one is.
That's a no for the job. Although
we've already got 5 mentors in the place. Our quota is full. We don't need any more. By the way, I just want to say, Ciara looks so beautiful today.
But look, we're matching in all of our mustards.
I know, I did have my little scarf on earlier on as well.
I love this.
But this print doesn't match this print.
It smells so good.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, there, smell there.
It smells the same everywhere.
That smells my armpits.
That's nice.
I'm kidding.
They smell good then. You know I'd go in for a sniff, don't you?
Anyways, yeah, so I wanted to talk about a particular topic today. I touched on it for a second, but we changed our mind. Just about at what point in our lives do we change from feeling that we are so good at a particular thing, like my kids at the age they are would say, oh, I'm brilliant at this, I'm brilliant at that, and then at what point then do we change that we feel that we can't do that anymore? And like, I think it's maybe when we're in secondary school when someone says, oh, look at you, and who do you think you are? I know you're so big-headed and you're this, that and the other. Is it then? We're thinking about talking about that. We're not going to talk about that today for other reasons. And that's why I didn't wear makeup, and I had a few little spots and I had dark circles. Hi, whoever thumbs up is that. And I was going to put on like lipstick for little spots because I, a few extras and that, and I was going to make myself look all kind of funny and say that people would judge you for and pick on you for all these different things, or is that why you wouldn't feel good enough? Now that I have like waffled all that rubbish out of my mouth, I feel like I can start on a clean slate. Too much information, but this is me. So I'm chatting to you today like I would just chat to Ciara and we get all the waffle out and then we get into nuts and bolts of things.
Yeah.
So
so what did we decide on?
So we decided that we were going to talk about the act of giving.
We love it. There's like, if we had 12 thumbs, we'd put 12 thumbs up for giving. It's class.
100%. Like, I was just like driving my car here today and I was thinking to myself, just from what someone had said to me before and what I feel for myself, but it sounds really corny, I really genuinely live from the heart.
Ditto.
Like, ditto.
Ditto.
Oh, ditto.
Haven't you seen the movie Ghost? Ditto.
Ditto. Okay, I know the heart is in those areas, but
a new word.
Ditto. Okay, moving along swiftly. And honestly, sometimes when Damien's talking to me about stuff or different things happen, I feel like my heart's just going to burst open and I feel like I'm going to cry. And I think, God, I'm so sensitive. Like my auntie on my dad's side would say, Thelma, that's a Langan thing, and as her father would once say, your bladder's very close to your eyes.
Oh, what a lovely saying. Well, my bladder's probably right behind my eyes then, because I spend most of my time crying about all the awesomeness that can happen in the world.
Oh, stop, honestly. Or like great things, sad things, touching things. Well, not touching things, but, like heartfelt things.
Yeah.
Anyway, art of giving. I think there's certain personalities that do more of it than others. There's others that don't want to do it. And I think that they really miss out.
And there's others that can't do it. And they can't do it because they don't understand that physical art of giving. They can't give of themselves and they can't give of their time or their energy or money or whatever it is. because they may not ever have been taught how to, or
That's a good point.
they're so stuck. And those people, when they start giving, when they get the opportunity to do something that's completely selfless, and people will argue that nothing is completely selfless, and actually that's the truth, because we can give and we can be super from our hearts, and we love to actually see other people smile and feel amazing from the thing that we do, but in that's not selfless, because we feel great because of somebody else feeling great. So nothing is selfless, but we're talking about things being selfless from a point of view that you're not getting anything back, physical. You know, nobody's paying you because you're great.
Yeah.
So when you do something that is so selfless and you get that opportunity,
But I was just thinking what you were saying there. So you could say then that we're almost filling our egos a little bit with being...
I thought something fell down. That's your boobs. Like a spider or something, but there's no spider there.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fluff, black fluff.
Oh, holy God, why did you have to make the screeching noise?
So you don't like spiders then, no?
Not the biggest fan. I've had a tarantula a couple of times.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 No.
Anyway.
Yeah, so let's see now. Oh yeah, so hang on a second now. The art of giving then, you're saying some people can't, and that we do it to get something in return, which is probably filling our ego. But then filling our ego
But there's a positive ego, you see, and
yeah,
we're not doing
like,
it to get something back, but that's the natural thing that happens. So when we give from the heart, what we get back is the feeling of enjoying somebody else being happy. That fills our ego in a positive way, because we can say, oh my God, we've had a part in doing something amazing for someone.
Yeah.
It's not filling the negative side where you're sitting there going, yes, and everyone's going to recognise me because I've done all
and
these
you're going to
things.
go off telling everybody that you've done
Exactly.
a certain
You'll
thing.
tell no one.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
We're yes people today.
So, on the lines of that, what brought this up for me today is, I suppose, synchronicities in a way. There is a shoebox appeal that somebody set up, which is a really, really good idea. But back in the day, it was a proper shoebox, whereas now they actually specifically make nice boxes. Called them the shoebox appeal for people people at Christmas time. Is it in Africa? Because the picture that I got in the shop was of black kids, and I don't want to sound racist or anything like that, but I think it was black kids, and there was something about it that felt very African to me, maybe the look of them and that. So is it in Africa that they get that?
I think so. I have a vision of a friend of ours, Naomi, doing it for, is it Gina? Remember Gina? The lady who fills up the containers? And I think she gets, I don't know if I'm
Is that the
thinking
clothes
right.
and all that though?
I think so, maybe.
Is that
maybe I'm
different?
getting it wrong.
Yeah. Well, anyways, basically what it is you fill up this shoebox with all types of stuff. So you get a label to say if it's a boy or a girl and what age group it is that you're filling it for. My only worry about that, because I'm a flipping worrier, is that I'm thinking, like, imagine it, because they're all going to, like, I think a classroom or something like that. And then what if then there's like loads of boys and hardly any girls, and then the girls are left with boy boxes?
I suppose the way to get over the worry of that is people who don't have a lot don't care.
Okay.
They want something. They don't want anything. They don't even expect
so it's
anything.
not gender specific. You could do not gender specific either, I suppose.
100%. But they're not looking for anything. They don't even know they're going to get this. So whatever they get, they're so grateful for, because the people who we're sending these shoeboxes to and doing these things for generally don't have a lot.
Yeah.
So when they get anything, they're so grateful and so appreciative.
Yeah.
We've been brought up in a society where there's so much of everything all the time.
Well, it's Christmas every day.
Yeah, kids can get whatever they want, and they can say, well, I broke it so I can get another one in Tesco's or another one in wherever.
Everything's so disposable.
Completely.
Yeah.
So it's just very different. So I wouldn't worry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's
One worry
good.
gone.
Okay. So I put in like things like a whistle and balloons and pencils, rubbers, rulers, copybooks, and then Jonah loves his stickers, and kids love stickers, and he loves his sticker book, and he tore out a page of his sticker book and gave it to them and everything, and I think it's lovely to have kids part of it, you know.
Oh, that's lovely.
And you can put in gloves and hats and loads of other bits and bobs. So what I did was, I don't know if you're meant to do it or not, I thought it was nice, I put in a deck of cards from Westport, and so they can see pictures of Westport, with a postcard, and a postcard of Ireland, and a postcard of, say, I got them from Moran's shop there in Westport, and you probably can get them from a few other places in Westport too, I'm not sure. one off the Greenway. It's called the
lovely.
what's that called again?
The Atlantic
Yes,
Way.
that, yeah. And so it showed a map of it and different things. And then I put in a picture of our family and I said, from our hearts to yours.
Oh, that's
and
lovely.
Here I am saying not to tell other people, but I'm not telling you for you, I'm telling you that this is an appeal and it's so nice. And it just brought me back to when you had a pen pal back in the day.
Oh, they were brilliant.
Yeah. So I
love
wrote on this, like, the age of the family and where we live, and I thought, like, you know, if you ever get a chance to come and visit us in Ireland, with our address. And I just thought it was so nice just to have that connection with somebody who you don't know.
Yeah.
And that's so far away and that really needs something. And imagine somebody if they came to Ireland and arrived up the house, like, how amazing would that be?
It'd be
like,
class.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, and things like that have a knock-on effect that we don't generally tend to understand. And this might seem out there for anyone who's listening that isn't in this headspace, but just give this a second. Imagine if you sending that, your address, and if you're ever in Ireland, imagine that was a catalyst for them to decide that they wanted to be, do, or have more in their lives. And it created something bigger than they had thought of before for them to go and do more in their lives and then end up travelling. Like, we never know what we do, what effect has.
Yeah. Cause and effect.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because I did actually write down on it, because I do this with my kids. Always believe in yourself, and whatever you think you can, whatever you believe you can achieve.
Brilliant.
Just because even in Ireland we don't have enough people saying this stuff to us, you know, where we're getting better at it with our kids, but like we didn't get it when we were
We didn't have it at all.
and so just to kind of instill that around the world, so it's kind of creating that ripple effect.
Yeah.
And that really filled my heart, because there was kind of a charity thing that I wanted to do years ago, which I'll talk about in a minute. But Ciara, you have done, you did something last year.
So the year before last, the first thing I did was for the Mighty Mile. A guy up in Dublin who were friends, and he comes and he does some workshops for us. His name is Dave Hedges. Savage guy if you're in Dublin and you need anything fixed or training. He's unreal. But he set up this Mighty Mile, and it's a mile of exercise or a mile of whatever you're going to do. So I got the karate club and a few from Castlebar. Martin O'Malley came over from the White Tigers and one of his students. And we did a mile of karate around the track in Westport. And we raised,
I remember,
yeah, we raised €1,000 for it. And it was for mental health awareness. So for me, that was massive, because mental health awareness is really, really important. And it's something that needs to be spoken out about rather than kept hush hush. Yeah. Exactly. So then last year, hey Marie, how's it going? Last year I said to Josh, right, because I had the studio at the time, I said, let's do this. Let's put stuff together for the St. Vincent de Paul. So I said, what we'll do is we'll ask every single one of the ladies that's coming into the studio to bring one item every single week. So it could have been a colouring book, markers, socks, hats, scarves, gloves, fire logs, tins of biscuits, tins of sweets, tins of food, toys, you know, things that you know that would be fantastic to get if you didn't have enough. Because, and I spoke about this on a live I did the other day, there's homelessness on a massive level in Ireland, and that's been talked about, not enough, but it's been talked about. But the thing that doesn't get talked about enough, or sometimes at all, is people who are on that line, the line of not having enough, right? And so
on the brink of maybe homelessness.
Yeah, like they have enough for the mortgage, but they don't have enough for breakfast for the kids in the morning. So it's really, really hard to think about things like that. And so I said to Josh, let's do it. Oh my God, I was so... The two things that filled me up were the fact that I had the entire full of my boot to drive to the St. Vincent de Paul to meet the lady.
A big boot.
And it's a big old boot. And it was because of the generosity of every single one of the ladies that brought stuff in. So I dropped it in and I said to them, you know, this is absolutely filling my heart. And Josh was beside himself with excitement, because he knew that he was going to be creating happiness in homes. Yeah. People that are local and that we don't even know about. And the St. Vincent de Paul are cracking at what they do. And
it's like you're being Santa Claus for the day, but it's more than that. It's like the genuine Santa Claus, you know, not just a case of like every year, you know, that Santa comes and gets stuff for kids and people. It's like the everyday person.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, to give that happiness.
Yeah.
And then this year I said, right, come on Josh, we're going to do it again, but this year I want to fill the whole car. I want the car to be packed side to side, floor to ceiling. So when I rock up there, I know that this is going to make even a bigger impact. And I'm never going to know where it goes. I'm never going to know who gets it. And I don't need to know.
No.
All that we need to do is, so I've called it the little bag of charity. And like that, rather than just get one item, I've said to everyone, I've advertised it everywhere. I even did a radio interview with Johnny Houston on CRCFM. And I said, how about we do, everybody gets a couple of little things and put it into a bag. Backpacks, fire logs, candles, like toys for kids, you know, and it doesn't have to be expensive stuff. Hats, scarves, gloves, toothpaste, toothbrushes, hairbrushes, hair ties, things that people just might not have enough for.
And you know what's important actually from a woman's perspective is pads and Tampax.
Yeah, and isn't that, you know, these are things that are expensive.
We take for granted.
Totally.
Yeah.
So when you put a little bag of stuff together.
Nappies even.
Yeah, actually, yeah, and baby food and stuff.
Yeah.
So you can bring anything that's non-perishable and put it into these bags, and my idea is that I'm going to fill the whole car with lots and lots of these bags. I'm going to put everything together and bring it on the 18th of December, and I'll meet anyone. So if anybody's watching and you want to help out, feel free to contact me. You can send me a text message or a PM on Facebook, and I'll meet anybody in Westport or Castlebar, and I'll pick the stuff up and I'll bring it to the St. Vincent de Paul on the 18th
Do you know
of December.
something on that? You know the way you said that people can bring whatever it is they want. Wouldn't it be good, like say, if they had they could still equate to one bag, but if it was kind of broken up or there's a list on it or something for you that you could know, like, oh, this is for a baby or this is for an adult.
Oh, it'd be really handy if people did that, but I'm almost at, it'd be fantastic.
Like, obviously, like that, okay, look, it's really good at the end of the day for them to do it in the first place, and we're so grateful for that, and people would be so grateful. But if we could actually, you know, compartmentalise it.
Very good, yeah, well done. I like that word.
And if you could do that, it just means that it saves other people, like filtering through the bags and giving them to certain people. It's already done and dusted and it's there, do you know?
And you see,
That would be a good
I
idea.
don't really mind, because on the night before we do it, on the 17th, myself and Josh will sit here and we will organise everything into bags in exactly what you've said. And that's what we did last year, and it was just, it's amazing. It's such a fantastic feeling, but it's so simple. None of what we're asking for is expensive. None of what you did today was expensive. It's not about expense. It's about really considering other people's situations outside of your own and thinking, if I was in that situation, what would I appreciate? If you can't feed your kid to go to school in the morning, but you can pay your insurance in the car, wouldn't it be fantastic to be able to wake up and somebody has given you a box of biscuits and some tea bags that you might not have had in your house, and so you can give your kids some biscuits going to school. It might not sound healthy, but you take away all of that and you say you have to deal with what you have in that circumstance. So for me, it's just hugely important.
So 2 ideas that I have right now that we're talking about.
This one is an ideas gem. Like, it doesn't stop.
Yeah, I just love coming up with things. Actually, I don't even come up with them. I think they actually somehow come through me.
They just rain down on you.
So, you know, mesh bags that people can use for shopping and things like that. Wouldn't it be good if you emailed that company and told them what you're going to do, and that if they would sponsor mesh bags, that people can fill up these bags for St. Vincent de Paul or whoever it is, this charity that you're going to give it to.
Great idea.
And that they can reuse those bags then for their shopping or for school bags or whatever it is, again, rather than using plastic bags. We're trying to get rid of the plastic.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea, actually.
The other thing is that I would suggest that you could do this run twice. Once before Christmas, because people are trying to get rid of all their Christmas stuff, and because they know the Santa Claus is coming, so there's got a lot of waste in the house or whatever, or waste to them. So one person's junk is another person's treasure. And then once in January, at the end of Christmas, right, when people don't have much, simply because people have got too much. So they've got too much of the same, and they don't want this anymore or whatever, and all their excess, and they're happy to get rid of it.
Well,
and
I do at the end of January or February every single year. I'll do something for the Simon community in Galway, or
What's
for
the Simon community?
Simon Community's homeless, or the
Okay.
inner city helping homeless in
Yeah,
Dublin.
so then you could do one
So
for
I
them
drive
then
a
at the
full
end.
carload up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do that each year, January, February. Josh comes and does that with me.
Oh.
So we'll fill the whole of the car. We'll go around everybody's house and we'll collect whatever they have. So it could be bags of clothes or bags of shoes or whatever they have
Oh
in their
yeah,
house.
you were saying sleeping bags and all that kind of stuff. and
Sleeping
everything.
bags, tents, pillows, cushions, duvets, duvet
Yeah.
covers, all these kind of things.
Yeah.
And then it's just to drive them to either place. That's either Galway or Dublin. Because it's just helping,
Yeah, and it's so needed.
So
a few years ago I came up with this idea that it's kind of along the lines of all this, giving. It's also along the lines of charity, But there is a stigma with charity, with the name charity. I don't know why there is. People just don't want to feel that they've been given charity or, received it or whatever.
Just on that, like the word charity means the voluntary act of giving help. So there's nothing negative in that.
Yeah,
so we've been conditioned to believe that charity. Oh, I don't want your charity. Yeah. I'm not a charity case.
Hi, Teresa.
Hey, Teresa. How's it going? This is my lady. This is my modelling lady. Yay! Go team. We were Team Westport over in Castlebar at the fashion show.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we've been conditioned to believe that charity is a dirty word. That if somebody is to give you charity, it means that you're less than.
I think because our ego and our pride come into that.
So ridiculous.
Yeah.
Everyone bar none needs help at some point
100%.
in their life.
Yeah.
Charity is the voluntary act of giving help. So every single person is going to receive charity at some point in their lives. We need to get over ourselves and realise that it's not a dirty word.
Even though I was just saying to Kira before we came online, I can't remember the statistics, but Ireland was, I think, in the first top 5 in Europe anyway, if not in the world, of giving to people. Yet we find it so hard to receive ourselves.
I know.
And do you know that Lidl in Westport took so long to take off because people didn't want to be seen going into it because it might be cheaper than going to other supermarkets and that around the town.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. But this thing I came up with anyway, it's called Robin. Okay, I was wondering what name will I call this, and I was walking on the Greenway one day, and then this robin like literally just stood in front of me and wouldn't move, and I just thought to myself, okay, there's a robin there, so what is it that you're trying to tell me? Will I call it Robin? And I thought, well, what is Robin, how is it going to how is it significant to what it is that I want to do? So what I wanted to do was, right, if you know of a neighbour who needs a bag of groceries, or if you know of somebody who wants a specific thing, if you know that Mary down the road there comes out every day to get the newspaper at the end of the road, or whatever the case is, and she'd love a nice pair of slippers or something like that, or you know that she needs something specific, or somebody needs their bins brought in, or whatever the case is, and you want to do something nice, an act of giving for somebody that you think needs it, you can put your name on it or not. So the Robin is R.O.B.I.N. And so it's remember our brothers, sisters in need. And so I've been procrastinating on this for the last 3 years because I was trying to get like a picture drawn up, and I want to get it done on stickers. And what I want to do was, is this Robin, you can put your name on it or not. And when you give your bag of goods or you do your good deed, you get this Robin and you put it on whatever it is that you want to do. So if I wanted to get a bag of shopping for a neighbour that I just thought in that moment, in that month maybe, or that time of the year, they fell on hard times for whatever reason, that I just dropped it down, they wouldn't know that I did it. Or if you want to put your name on it, you can do, and just leave it outside the door. Or if you know that somebody has a difficult time bringing their bins in and out, just stick the little sticker Robin or whatever on it, so they know that, you know, they've been given the gift of a Robin. And if everybody found out about this, that we could all do it more and more often, you know. Kids could have it in schools, whatever the case may be. So I was trying to figure out how to get the name out there. It's not that it's necessarily about the name, but it's an association with what it is that, why that came about in the first place and what you have to do. So watch this space. I'll try and figure out how I can do that.
Well, it's very easy. You just go to Darren and print for you, get it, do your stickers, and then you go on and you do a live and you tell everybody about it, and you ask anyone if they want to have any stickers, and then they go and they do their thing. Boom.
Yeah, I was thinking about if I had stickers like rolls in shops, like Super Value, McLaughlin's, or whatever the case may be, and because
imagine if
like I'd have to pay Darren.
Stickers.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But I'd have to pay Darren or whoever it is for the roll of stickers, and they're in Super Value. They can tear them off, and they, like, it'd only be, say, whatever I don't want to make money out of this, so whatever the price would be off the stickers. So say if it was 5 cents for a sticker, they could say, well, can I have a roll for like €1 or something, and that you can just stick on your Robins wherever it is that you want, and you go, oh my god, I got a Robin today.
Yeah.
Like, how would that even fill your heart? Do you know what I mean? Or for instance, if you
could charge $5 for a roll of stickers, and all proceeds could go towards the Robin Foundation, which could be to do with something to do with,
that's a good idea.
You know, like the St. Vincent de Paul.
Yeah. The only thing is that I want to make it affordable for everybody. So, I come up with different things like that. I suppose that's a good idea. That even say if you wanted to buy a cup of tea for somebody.
I love that. I love that.
And you arrive down and you go to pay forward type of thing.
No, there's a name on it. there's a something coffee name on it, I can't remember the name, and so you've just paid for like say you go into Mocha and you pay for 10 coffees, and you say to Ronan, listen, the next 10 people that come in the door, make sure they get their coffees for free. And so the people that walk in and they go to pay for their coffee, and he gets the opportunity to say, no, that's okay, it's taken care of. So everyone in the chain is happy. You know, you've done something great. Ronan gets to tell somebody they get their coffee for free, and the person gets to go, oh my God, that's really right in my heart. You know, it's beautiful.
Because I was thinking another thing that you could do is like if you like a whiteboard, and if you wanted to write down, if you
want a whiteboard, I've got 12.
If somebody was coming in, I saw Ciara Heenan, she's going to be in today, and that he writes Ciara Heenan and a little Robin beside her or whatever, or put down an R, and then he knows then that this has been done, and he can, it wouldn't be nice then the shop says, oh, we're giving away 5 Robins today, like wasn't that so nice, and that we can all just do that and then show our kids that we can do that. And it's just like, if I was to receive a Robin from some random stranger for whatever it could be, you know, even like somebody picked up some flowers along the road and left it at my door and had a Robin on it, I'd be like, oh my God, that's so nice that somebody thought about me in that moment.
Exactly.
Do you know? And it only want me then to do it more to everybody else.
And it is that pay it forward thing. The minute something happens for you, it gives you that person to do that thing for you might be the reason that the smile is on your face for the day. We never know other people's situations, so we never know when we're going to meet somebody when they're in the depths of despair and we do something for them, whether they know it or they don't know it, and they get the opportunity to smile. That's powerful.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. Another thing that I wanted to set up was, and maybe you guys can help me to do this, it's called Natter with Neighbours Day.
When you say that, I see people, you know how in olden days, when they had like fences between houses, and you'd see the women leaning over, how you do it, having the chat.
Well, it's something like that, because guys, we are getting less and less and less personal and connected with people and with neighbours. And I know that we might want to get to know our close neighbours simply because they mightn't have the same type of personality or views that we have, and things can kind of clash a small bit. But imagine, like, if we could just put ourselves in their shoes and just know that whatever's going on for them, it's not personal with us, it's just their stuff, and we can have that disconnect in that sense, then we can just be amicable and respectful towards one another. We don't have to be best friends or anything, but guys, when you really need something, your neighbours rally around, and you often see it in funerals, in small towns and communities, that you give off saying, oh, they're so nosy or whatever else, but when a funeral happens, they rally around and make the sandwiches, and you got people standing at different parts of the road to direct them in, and
the
everything.
best always used to be the Stations of the Cross. I don't care what anyone said. If anybody, Teresa, I know you'll remember, so we had Stations of the Cross, and you had every house in the neighbourhood, every single person would cook something, and they would come to your house, and you would have the Stations of the Cross, and the crack was mighty. You'd have all the holy stuff, and then everyone having drinks and everyone having food, and there'd be a spread like fit for a king, and neighbours would all be so joined together and so content in each other's company, and
it's just a sense of community.
Exactly. And then it'd happen if something went wrong. You just had the Stations of the Cross in your house, like you were the one that people needed to help. So when something went wrong, they were like, I got you, I can do this, I can mind your kids, I can do your house, I can go over here, I can do this. There's very little of that now because we've removed ourselves from each other so much.
So I was thinking, this is my favourite line, I was thinking, these are my ideas. It might be hard to this time of the year, right? Well, you could do it probably in a gym somewhere or something like that, but then that's more community based, and we could do that too. So say if it was summertime, right? And if we managed to, I know I'm going to have to go in 2 seconds, if we set up a table, like say in a park, so I live in Cedar Park, right? So if we'd set up a table where all the neighbours brought some kind of food or something there, that we all just stood around in the park and we're having some food and we're getting to know the neighbours and having the crack and just really kind of getting to know each other in that, you know. I just think that would be so important, and I think it'd be a lovely thing to do, just getting to know the neighbours again. And then you could bring it into the community where you have, say, it in the likes of, say, so in Westport, maybe you could have it down in Westport Leisure Park or something like that, and that's more of a community event. But I definitely think we should have get to know the neighbours Natter with Neighbours Day.
If you want to help Thelma with her Robin idea and her Natter with Neighbours Day, which I think both are fantastic ideas, and if you'd like to help me with my little bag of charity, then please feel free to message either of us and say in what way you'd like to help. And then share, because as far as videos are concerned, I think this would probably be one of the best videos to go ahead and share, because it is all about giving, and it's about community, and it's about just us wanting to give from the heart and bring everybody along with us.
And it's the right time of the year. It's leading up to Christmas, when everybody kind of dreads Christmas and that, you know, when it comes to not having enough.
Exactly.
So anyways, thank you very much for listening and tuning in.
And did it in 28 minutes.
Fantastic.
Woohoo! High five.
Yes, so share and share the love.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Go
Take
love
care.
yourselves. Bye,
Have a
guys.
good day.
Mwah.
Bye.